As part of our North Texas Honda Dealers Inside Story, we are joined now by Mark Elam, who coached North Mesquite during our inaugural season in 1995, and Tim Buchanan, who started the Aledo dynasty back in 1993. Coach Buchanan, by the way, just returned back to the sidelines. Good to have him back with the Bearcats this year after 5 years away from coaching. All right, let us talk first with you, sir. I want to know a little bit about back when you were coaching. You were led by the power running game back in your day. Now the guys are throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game. Did you ever think we'd get to the point where we saw 40, 50 passes a game in high school football?
No, not really. I grew up in football. You ran the I, you ran the wing T, something like that. Started coaching the same thing. So, like you said earlier, mid-'90s, they started throwing the ball around Arlington, Fireman Marcus, and then more teams jumped on, and it's kind of now the common offense, and now the running offense is a little bit different. So, 25 years ago, we might see one spread offense. Well, now you're going to see 9 out of 10 probably. So it's changed quite a bit.
Now, Coach Buchanan, you're back on the sidelines here, and everybody knows Aledo is a big powerhouse program. But when you started, you had to kind of build that thing up. And now you've won 8 state championships. What's it been like kind of getting that program to that point? What was the biggest key to getting Aledo to turn them into the powerhouse that they've become now?
Well, really getting them to let me stay more than a year. I was the 5th coach in 4 years when I got there. But it's just been consistency, staying, being able to get there and get with the kids and make sure they know that we're going to be there. And they count on us, and we count on them.
I mean, how have you seen it grow from that point, too? Do you remember at the beginning to this point now? And you see it now, and the kids clearly believe every single time they go out there.
Our kids, it starts in Pee Wee football. And it goes through middle school on into high school. Our kids just believe they're supposed to win. And, we've got a lot better facilities now. And like I said, we had 17 kids when we started back in '93, and we had 67 on the varsity and 240 playing high school football.
It is amazing to see how that's grown, how high school football has grown as a whole in North Texas. Right, Coach Elam, one of the most highly attended games in the 90s took place at Mesquite Memorial when your #1 ranked Stallions was taking on #2 Odessa Permian, 27-0. I'm sure you remember that game. What was it like seeing the transition of power, though? Because that kind of seemed to be kind of a transition of power in high school football to North Texas. Do you remember that feeling at that point? And did it feel like a transition at that point?
Well, I don't know about that, but, I started coaching in San Angelo and Abilene High, and we played Permian every week, and we never beat them. So they were like the benchmark. So we had a chance to schedule them. We thought we'd be pretty good, and they came down. And, very fortunate, really. We just our opening drive was 19 plays, 71 yards, touchdown, 11 minutes, and they had 5 guys going both ways. So we jumped on them early, and we were very fortunate. But it was, mojo was still pretty important back then, so it was good to beat them and kind of put us on a good season.
I was going to ask you, I mean, is that kind of a win? That's got to launch you going forward, not just in a season, but as a program as well. It's got to be a big help.
Well, I think so. We had a good team in '95 as well, but, '96, had a lot of people there that night, and, packed house, I think 22,000. We only hold 20,000, so it's a big game for us, and we ended up going out there the next year and was able to escape with a 21-14 win as well. So it was a fun 2-year game.
Coaches, so glad you guys were able to join us tonight. I know you guys are fired up about the high school football season. I know you especially back on the sidelines. Good to see Coach Buchanan back on the sidelines in Aledo. Good luck this season, and thank you guys both again for being here in studio tonight.